demo, I will be running through 10 Stone Gossard Riffs to showcase the range of tones on offer from this J Rockett Archer Select. I've been a big fan of the Silver Archer for many moons. I've had this one on various pedal boards throughout the years, but the Select gives you 7 germanium diode clipping options. So if you have very strong opinions on which particular germanium clipping diode is authentic to the original, then perhaps this is the pedal for you. Very simple layout. You've got output or volume, we've got treble and gain here, and then this allows you to switch between the various different germanium diode clipping, and you can select them via the left-hand foot switch. There's also a ground lift switch here, which is related to this cool little output on the side, which allows you to record direct. So it's basically a DI speaker simulator output. So let's check out the riffs. Now for the intro, I was playing some of Stone's parts to Faithful, which is just awesome. So here's my clean tone to illustrate some of Mike's parts. And I was using these settings, so the gain's cranked a fair bit. So that's with the standard diode, right? I haven't brought into play any of those other clipping options yet. But you've still got a ton of gain on tap. So I'm not going to touch the EQ, and I'm just going to roll back the gain to about 9 o'clock. Now again, my clean tone. And then with the pedal. So it's a really warm and smooth overdrive tone. Check it out when I dig in with my fingers and play softer and heavier, right? So softly. Quite clean, right? And then if I dig in. So it's super responsive to pick attack and, you know, general dynamics of your playing, if, you know, you have some, unlike me. Let's try everything in the middle. Still haven't changed the clipping options. Little bit too bright for me. So if we roll off the treble. Try a less bright sounding guitar with those same settings. So that needs brightening up. So with these settings. Next up, slightly different pickups. These are a little bit higher output, believe it or not, than the humbuckers. Same EQ, but I've cranked the gain up a bit. I really like this for the Sirens solo. Fair amount of gain, but still loads of note clarity. Next up, we're going to have a look at deep, and I've cranked the gain right up because we're going to have a look at all the different clipping options. Now at lower gain settings, you're not going to hear any difference in those because obviously the pedal needs to be clipping for you to hear the difference. So standard setting, we have this. pretty nice. Feels really, really nice under the fingers, very amp-like. So let's run through the differences, right? So this is the standard one. Position 1. So there's a little boost in volume immediately. A little bit brighter, isn't it, as well? Versus... back on. Let's try the next one. That sounds very similar to the first one to me. So it doesn't sound as loud to my ears, and there's a bit less treble, maybe a bit more mid-range. Back to the standard one. So there's more volume there than there is on the standard setting. But the difference between this and the standard one is super subtle, even at high volume. So let's try clipping option number 3. This is the original tone again. Clipping option 3. I mean, they're getting louder, aren't they, for sure. There's a much more noticeable jump in volume there. And this is kind of brighter and warmer. Probably has a bit less growl, I think, than the original one. Clipping option 4 next. Let's do the original. Clipping option 4. There's just kind of more of everything in that one, to my ears anyway. You may be hearing this differently. Our guide tone again. Option number 5. I struggle to tell the difference between 4 and 5, I must admit. They're very, very similar, so I'm not too sure what's going on then. Maybe a little bit more attack on number 5. So, number 6, though, is a red LED. And that's going to be a lot louder and a lot gainier. There's loads more there, isn't there? Lots more volume too. So let's have a look at the clipping foot switch as a boost option. We've got the clipping set to 6. That's the LED one. That's a super loud, distorted one. So here's our normal setting. Foot switch engaged. Clip-in option number 2 with these settings. Bit of sonic reducer. Setting number 5 we'll have a look at in hiding. Let's try clipping option number 1 with some Brainer J. Enjoyed this one, and with these settings I'm going to play you out with some Indifference noodlings. See you soon.